Hello and welcome to the third class, working through the passage from Matthew 4 that'll be told in just under 2 weeks. I'm not going to go back and review the passages we did earlier, but I'm trusting that you're revisiting those, visiting them every day, best in small increments, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once before you go to bed, and just deepening your internalization of the text. Today, we're going to look at the first couple verses. We'll notice that it sets up the final things we'll look at last time. There's some sonic echo, some words that are repeated, Zebulun and Naphtali, Galilee, and so that Matthew's use of the scripture can shine through. He loves a prophecy fulfillment motif, and you'll see that unfolding here. At the same time, the prophecy is picked up, and it gives a lens through which to interpret what Jesus is doing as the story unfolds. And so it's both a looking back, but it's also kind of a foreshadowing. Well, this is the direction that Jesus will take us. I want to note that with some gestures, you can strengthen the connections to what we're looking at this time and what we've been looking at the last 2 times. And I think it's kind of interesting. So let me just tell you the text, and I'll go back through and unpack those. Now, when Jesus heard that John had been arrested, he withdrew to Galilee. He left Nazareth and made his home in Capernaum by the sea, in the territory of Zebulun and Naphtali, so that what had been spoken through the prophet Isaiah might be fulfilled. So that's the whole portion we're going to look at. What I want you to recall is that some of the gestures I used last time I'm repeating. So when Jesus called the disciples, he calls them to follow him. And so I'm having, actually when Jesus withdraws from Galilee, I'm using a similar kind of gesture. And then when they left their boats and their father and followed him. Jesus is also ready to leave things before he's asking anyone else to. And so he left Galilee and made his home in Capernaum by the sea. So I think that's a nice way to set that up, that Jesus is not asking from anyone else something that he himself isn't willing to do. So just a little bit this week, a manageable amount. The most important thing, as I said in the beginning, is revisiting. A friend of mine, Dennis Dewey, always talks about marinating in the text, right? Marinating in the passage, letting it soak into your very being through multiple visits and multiple opportunities to listen. That's all for now. We're getting close, 2 weeks away from telling it. So God bless.